Welcome back, beauty treasure hunters. My name's Michelle, and today I've got some beauty treasures for you, but also a really big tip on how to handle one of the complications of Botox. So, if that sounds good, stay tuned. So, one of the complications that I've had before after a Botox injection was my injector hit a blood vessel, and it looked like I had a bruise, like someone had just hit me. And it looked like that for 2 weeks. It was terrible. This time, a couple of weeks ago, I had some knots to come up at the injection sites. I had a really big one right here. It was the size of a quarter, and I didn't know what I was going to do because I had to go back out in public. I had a tinier one on this side, but I thought to myself that I need to relax that muscle. So what can I do? And I used one of my devices that I got at Marshall's. Let me show it to you. It looks like it's by Plum Beauty. And it looks like the Trinity device. It is electrocurrent, so you need a gel to go along with it. And since, it was after Botox, I decided to use my arnica cream, which is kind of like a gel, and my device and kind of smooth it over. And I did that for 2 mornings in a row, and I want you to know it smoothed out. Can't even tell that I ever had those injection knots. So if that ever happens to you and you have an electrocurrent device, that'd be great to use. I got this for $10 at Marshall's. And I do have a smaller one with smaller heads on the end of longer probes for smaller areas, and I only paid like around $30 for it on Temu. You just have to know what you're looking for. Microcurrent device, okay? And so I'm going to talk about the products that I used to get this look. And I did the filming about a week ago and recreated it this morning. Every now and again, in testing out products, I will come across a really good combination that feels good, looks good, wears well. And today, I've got some things to share with you that work really well together. For my sunscreen, it was the Cetaphil Healthy Renew. It has no color and is an SPF of 30. It says purified peptides. So that worked really well for me underneath my makeup. For my brows, I have been really sticking with this little brow kit from LA Colors. I love a brow powder, and I have played around with either doing the powder first and then the gel to make mine lay down because I do have them going wild. But today, and for this combination, this is my Rude Stick 'em Up gel, and I used it first. And then I went in with my brow powder, and it seems to work really well. I like this gel. It's not super hard, but it does make them lie down very nicely. Okay. Then to prep my eyelids, I am loving my Morphe um, eyeshadow base. And this one is in the color Debut. It's comparable to the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I have also ordered another one in Melody, but this is so creamy and nice. It feels good going on. It covers my veins and just makes a really nice base for my eyeshadow. The eyeshadow palette that I played with is this by Profusion called the Moonstone. And I love this palette because you can take any row and make a really cohesive look. And I love all of the cool colors. The glitters are chunky, but I am a glitter girl, and I did not have fallout this time. Because they're it's not just, loose, it's got some tack to it. So if you will press your finger in and just lightly dab it on, then I don't have any fallout. So highly recommend this. Got it at Walmart. It listed for $18.98, I think, but unbeknownst to me, it was on sale. So they gave it to me at a lower price than what I thought I was ordering it for. So that's nice. The base makeup that I used is one that I have really started to see at Marshall's and in my salvage stores that I go to. And it is by Revlon, and it's the Serum Tint. And I would recommend that for anybody with dry skin, possibly combo skin, especially mature skin. This looks really good over wrinkles. It is very moisturizing, and I do use a little bit of powder, but I love the way it looks and feels. And then over the top of that, I can't get in the sun anymore, so I use my Milani Glow in shade 310. And so makes me look like I've been in the sun, even though I haven't. And it also has a nice coconut scent. I am loving the new Tier concealer. Comes with your liquid and a stick, which came in really handy when I had to cover up the redness from my injection sites lately. So I use shade 4.5. And this is my KVD concealer brush, number 35. It is like a cat paw. It's a little bit bigger than your normal concealer brush, but I really like it. And for my contour in this look, I use the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer Stick, and this one is in the shade Snatched. It's very easy to blend. Here's the brush that I blend with. This is by Monge, I think it's called. And you can find these on Temu and I think Amazon also. And this is a fiber mascara, QIC. And the only difference, what it is if you pull it out this from the top, you get really good cleaning off of the brush. If you unscrew it right here, see how that's thicker? It uses the same tip, but the brush comes out and has a lot more product on it with that. So depending on if you want little product or a lot of product. I prefer using just a little and going back over layers instead of super thick product from the beginning. And I got the Wet n Wild SpongeBob Underwater Wonder Blush in Snailed It. That's the shade. And this is my brush. Got it on Amazon. It's super nice and dense. It's fabulous for creams and liquids. And this is like the other Wet n Wild liquid blushes. It's very pigmented, so be careful. And I went over the liquid with my NYX Buttermilk blush. And this one is in For the Butter. And thought it was a nice complementary color to go with my liquid in this Profusion blush brush. And I just like to sit it down and kind of rock it because this is really pigmented too. My all-time favorite bronzer that I keep going back to, and I only have one spare of this, is the Heat Wave from Flower Beauty in shade Sunrise L1. And this is also a Flower Beauty brush. I use it for my bronzer. It's the biggest brush that I own. And I have been totally obsessed lately with hydro powders because I do need to set my concealer And I do want to powder sometimes, but I don't like super duper drying powders. They just show all your wrinkles. So this is called the Hydra Blast from Uma, and I got it at Marshall's, and I loved it so much that they had two other colors, and I went back and got all three. I thought I can use all three of those. It feels like water going on your skin. And this is a Flower Beauty brush, um, shaped like this, nice and fluffy. And I would highly recommend a brush for all hydro powders. If you use a puff, it kind of tends to cake up because of the moisture. So a brush, it's fabulous to set with, but also fill in the T-zone everywhere that you have pores. And even if you need powder over wrinkles, it still provides that moisture. So loving hydro powders. And for this lip look, I used the Hard Candy Instapout Liner in Kiss and Tell and the e.l.f. O Face Satin Lipstick. And this one's in Effortless. And I want you to know, I love these. These are so creamy, so nice. They feel high end. They're, I think, what are they? $9, $10 in the store. But I found all of the colors at my salvage store last week for $1.99 a piece. So I picked up another one of every color. Thrilled with that find. That is a beauty treasure find. And this is by Moira. It is the Glow Getter Nourishing Lip Oil. And this one has just a little bit of sparkle to it. So I love that as a topper. And finally, I pulled out my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Highlighter. It smells like watermelon. I love it. I was hoping when the Jelly Pop line was reissued or revived this summer that they would have this, but it's not in the collection. I think they've got a lip oil, the Jelly Pop primer, and let's see what else. Um, the cleansing balm. So I've ordered that. But they didn't have this. It's wonderful. It's creamy. It smells like watermelon. Um, it's very subtle. You can see where I have applied it. But just a very pleasant experience to put this on. So I was wanting to buy an extra, but alas, they did not re-release it. And then my setting spray is, I'm not sure how to say this. Lorac, I think. The Porefection Protect and Prevent Spray. I don't like the smell of this, but I do like the finish that it gives. There is one product I forgot to talk about, and it's very important to the longevity of this look. I use the Wet n Wild Liquid 5-in-1 Essence Primer Liquid in my T-zone. So this product with the Revlon Serum Tint and the Milani Glow will give you a look similar to this, and it's long wearing, it's comfortable on mature skin, and I highly recommend it. So thanks for watching today. If you found me, you're one of the first ones. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends, and I hope you'll see me next time. Have a great day wherever you are.